Hey y'all, this is Melvin, and I got a little nugget for you today. I come on from time to time and share with you from my devotion. You know, Sometimes I get real excited about what I'm sensing and what I'm hearing as God is speaking to me through His Word. And in this devotion, this is Jonathan Cahn's "Hope of the World." Call it Sapphires, and it's one of the ministries that bless me and bless a lot of people. But today's devotion, I want to share that with you. It's called "The Words of This Life." Today's mission: do everything as unto Messiah today. Make him the focus of every aspect of your life. John 10 and verse 10 is the verse. But here's the devotion. And I'm going to weave in, some of my thoughts here. But in Acts 5, an angel frees the disciples from jail and tells them, go to the temple, speak all the words of this life. He didn't say preach Christianity, the New Testament, religion, or even the gospel. So what does this mean? It's simple. What is it that we've come to know? I'm at that place now. I got to have them. What is it that we've come to know? Life. Real life. That's our faith. I have been crucified with Christ. Nevertheless, I live. Yet not I, but Christ lives in me. And the life that I now live in the flesh, I live by the faith of the Son of God, who loved me and gave himself for me, that we might have life. That came from the pen of the Apostle Paul, as he wrote to the church at Philippi. But the devotion goes on to say other things masquerade as life that aren't really living. But God called you to his life as it's lived out in this life. Messiah is called the Prince of Life. It's not just some doctrine or religious precept. It's not merely some faith statement. It is life itself. It's not a part of life. You can't just fit it into your schedule. We're talking about this life that's lived out of the Christ life. It's not a part of life. You can't just fit it into your schedule. It's the reason you live, the reason you work, the reason you talk, the reason you do everything or anything. That's what it has to be. Get everything in your life into this life, his life. Get everything centered on Messiah. Make this the reason you do and say everything. Paul said, for me to live is Christ, and to die is gain. Because this is not just some religion. This is not just even a major part of your life. This is life itself. This is life. Your life. His life. In the beginning was the Word. And the Word was with God. And John says the Word was God. And then John says, he was in the beginning with God. This is John chapter 1, verse 2. And verse 3 says, all things came into being by him, and apart from him, nothing came into being that has come into being. And verse number 4 says, in him was life, and the life was the light of men. Now the question for us today, the question for you and me today is, do we have this life? And are we living this life? His life. The life that I now live in the flesh, I live by the faith of the Son of God, who loved me and gave himself for me. Jesus said, I have come that you might have life, and that you might have it more abundantly, or to the full. Do you have it? If not, why not? Have a blessed day, beloved. Maranatha.